Mama wam, shacha. Mama wam, mama wam, ibuye. Mama wam, mama wam, awuzweke. Mama wam, mama wam, mama wam, ibuye. Umbuyele ekhaya, umbuyele ekhaya. Mama wam, mama wam, ibuye. Awuzweke, mama wam. Awuzweke, mama wam, mama wam, mama wam.
We are in Africa. Oh my gosh, we are celebrating my birthday here in Africa, and I am beyond excited, feeling really blessed and grateful. We landed in Cape Town and now we are in Kruger, and we're about to go on our very first safari. There aren't any words to describe my feeling here in Africa since I've gotten here. I just felt at home. I personally feel like I have multiple homes. I was born in the Cayman Islands. My parents are Nicaraguan, so automatically I've got Cayman and Nicaragua as a home. I lived in New York for a few years and I just felt connected to the city. I feel like that's a home as well. But when I landed here in Johannesburg, I just felt like I was at peace, and I returned, and I'm happy, and it's just been one wonderful experience to another wonderful experience. And gosh, I am just so grateful to be able to enjoy this, and above all, to be able to share the experience with the person that I love the most, Ronnie. So I am just really excited about this whole vacation. If you want to see what we did, where we ate, all the activities, all the things we saw, and just live this experience with us, then keep watching. We left Grand Cayman, went to New York for a couple days, and then our trip officially began when we departed JFK for Johannesburg via South African Airlines. As soon as we got to Johannesburg, we transferred on to Cape Town. Unfortunately, our luggage had not yet arrived, so we went straight into a half-day Cape Town and Table Mountain tour with our private guide. We started at the Castle of Good Hope, which is a historical monument built in the 17th century. It is considered the best preserved example of a 17th century architectural structure in the entire world. We learned about the Dutch East India Company, the war between Great Britain and the Netherlands, and their clashes with the native inhabitants. We continued on to other historical sites and did the Footsteps to Freedom walking tour, where we learned more about slavery, apartheid, freedom, and democracy. We then continued towards Table Mountain, one of the new 7 natural wonders. Let me just say that even after coming off a very long flight, not having showered, not knowing where our luggage was, and being extremely jet-lagged, nothing mattered when we were up here. There is a surreal level of serenity that is indescribable. We then drove through Bokap, a traditional multicultural neighborhood, where we learned about the slaves imported from Malaysia and Indonesia, brought in by the Dutch. The bright colors are an expression of freedom. We ended our first night in South Africa at the best restaurant in Cape Town.
That's really nice. No, I'm good, thanks. And I won't change my mind.
We are at the Gold restaurant here in Cape Town, and I'm so excited because we're going to see a live African song and dance, and they've just painted me to welcome us to the restaurant. They have a vegetarian option for every meat option, so that's really exciting. So I'm starved, and we are going to just look forward to the show.
Long day.
It has been a very long day. And the food was absolutely incredible. We had cassava bread, South African chutney, Moroccan butter bean, Ethiopian pilau rice, Tanzanian kachumbali. Honestly, every 15 minutes, a new dish was served and everything was just delicious. The next morning, we woke up fresh and ready to go. We were staying at the Victoria and Alfred Hotel, which is an absolutely beautiful hotel located directly on the waterfront. The staff were really lovely and the food offerings were many, but I decided to get a steel-cut oats with smoothie and French fries because I'm on vacation, so I felt like French fries. We then went on a full-day private tour of Cape Point and the Peninsula, starting with Hoyt Bay, where we played with the seals, and then we continued on along the coastline towards Cape of Good Hope.
Handu bagiti, handu bagiti, handu bagiti, yegelano hlukumeza umphakathi, wosekusa. Our strength is not for hurting. Stop abuse of women and children. Madoda must be no tando. Madoda must be no tando.
Are going to go hiking up there. You want to tell the folks you're out of gas? Keep going.
Granted, on this day we were really jet lagged, but we made the hike to the top, and again, the views left us speechless. We then made our way to Boulders Beach, a picturesque colony home to the endangered African penguin. There are only a few such colonies remaining in the world. At the Harbor View restaurant. Oh, our wonderful tour guide.
Come down to Africa, I'll look after you.
Yes. South Africa is a true culinary capital when I can go to a seafood restaurant and have multiple vegan options. We then went to Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. Now, let me just say, I thought Brooklyn's Botanic Gardens were amazing, and it is, but Kirstenbosch is certainly on another level. It is one of Cape Town's most beautiful scenic attractions, growing only indigenous South African plants, and if we could, we would have stayed here the entire day.
Baphila babantu, baphila babantu bona, thina singamakhetha.
Can you see over my hair?
I can see over your hair, just like I can see over the trees.
We made our way back to Victoria and Alfred Waterfront, where we did some more sightseeing and shopping. We then took a boat ride to learn about the history of Cape Town's harbour.
The oldest building in the harbour, built in 1882. And that building is still got its original color and the clock is still ticking. 1882. Oh, yes.
And even went by Robben Island, which is where President Nelson Mandela was once imprisoned. Word to the wise, the waters are quite choppy, so anyone who experiences seasickness, they may want to reconsider doing this particular aspect of the trip.
So how was your day today?
Oh, it was wonderful. What did we do? We had a private tour. We started at Cape Hope,
Most
Cape
southern
of
tip
Good
of
Hope,
Africa.
at the southernmost tip of Africa, which is absolutely stunning. And then we made our way completely around the coastline. We went to the Botanic Park, and we also went to an ostrich farm. It was just amazing. The entire day was amazing. And now we're here at Capsa Stories, which is some sort of show detailing the birth of Cape Town and all the stripes that it went through. So I'm really excited about that.
So you had beef for starters.
Okay, we did not have beef. They served us beef until I asked what it was, because I wasn't going to eat it otherwise. But
Yeah, it was a near miss.
yeah. The next leg of our adventure took us from Cape Town to Kruger National Park. Now, Kruger is one of the largest game reserves in Africa, and it is where we were going to embark on our many epic safaris.
You excited?
Yes, very. However, right before entering Kruger, we went to the Shangana Cultural Village.
This is Lid trying to shell corn. You're wasting people's corn.
I know, you're losing corn on me. I'm sorry.
But you're not losing anything.
This is the porridge corn.
They're gonna grind it, then leave it soaking overnight.
Oh, no problem.
Oh.
No problem. Take this off. Take this off.
Yeah?
Come all the way down here and mess up the weave.
I don't want to mess up your work.
The blanket.
Yes. It's nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Yeah. Tell the chief I'd take 8 cows for you.
Okay, first of all, I'm worth 15 cows, okay?
So you want 15 cows?
I'm worth 15 cows.
They're able to whip them at.
Exactly.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this visit. We learned a lot about the history and origins of the Shangaan tribe, who were very pleasant and hospitable. This is really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, while you're filming, most of us are hungry.
I caught that. The next accommodations we stayed at was Perry's Bridge Hollow, and I really loved it there. The grounds and the room was just beautiful. We then had a sunset dinner on the Sabi Bridge, which is really one of the most memorable moments of this entire trip.
All right. So, ladies in the bush. Barbecuing vegetables.
This is our brie. That's what they like to call it, right? The brie?
Yeah, brie.
For breeing.
No, for barbecuing.
Oh.
Yeah. So
You've
in the
got
foil
fish.
paper is a fish.
And then you've got vegetables, and you've got, oh look, you've got your rice, and we've got curried, oh that looks good, doesn't it?
Indeed.
Veggies. So this is a feast. It's very hot.
Yeah, we were supposed to have some weird,
Crocodile.
yeah, on the menu
Yeah,
tonight.
we weren't gonna eat crocodile today, ever.
So then we're on fish for me, the pescatarian, and veggies for the vegan.
But the most important thing of the night is just listening to the sounds of Africa. You hear, what are we listening to? Like the toads or the frogs and the birds and the crickets, and there's crocodiles and hippos in the water. And
Yeah.
it's
Oh, you're not gonna be able to
just
see.
beautiful, a really nice atmosphere.
I don't
I'm really
want a
happy
phone
that
to
we
go
don't
for a
have
swim.
any mosquitoes. I don't feel any mosquitoes, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't feel any mosquitoes out here. It's just awesome.
Yeah, well, let's see. Dinner is be ready in 10 minutes, so we'll see what happens.
Grilling marshmallows under the open African sky.
Looking for hippopotamuses.
Hippopotamuses and crocodiles underneath the bridge. We then made our way to Thorny Bush Waterside Lodge, which is in the Thorny Bush Game Reserve. Now, this is one of the best 5-star accommodations I have ever stayed at. And I think what makes it so remarkable are the people who work there.
So this is our reception area over here. And then on your left hand side we have a small curio shop which has nice gifts. And most of the stuff has our logo, the Thorny Bush logo.
Okay.
So you can take back for memorabilia.
Okay. Oh.
So it flows from, I'll take and let me take you through that side. So that you can so nice.
Look at the impalas on the ground. Oh, it's so pretty.
We all like this are like that. Just sit here and then the guys can come and serve you, you know, while you sit here.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we'd like to do that.
How are you and welcome?
Very good, thank
Yeah,
you.
good.
Ronnie.
Hello.
God.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Got some nice refreshing.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So this is Gav. He'll be your butler for your stay. So he'll be the one that's serving you. If you need anything, he'll be your
Our strength is not for hurting. Stop abuse of women and children. Madoda must bear no tando. Madoda must bear no tando. Mtando makelwane wakuma. Makelwane. Makelwane. Umtando makelwane. Makelwane. Iwena. Umtando makelwane wa. Umtando makelwane. Umtando makelwane wa. Umtando makelwane.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah,
This is what I
there's
was talking about.
nuts.
Very nice.
You look quite nice in your sunglasses.
Guava juice is nice.
The guava juice is really nice.
Temperature is great.
Great.
Temperature, don't have the humidity back home.
It's not that humid at all, no.
So far, where's a piece of wood? No mosquitoes.
Yeah, we don't see mosquitoes in this place. What about the company?
The company is great. They're having just the most best conversation.
Can I just say that the food at Thorny Bush was absolutely amazing.
You're enjoying lunch. Spitting seeds.
Lunch is absolutely amazing. They gave me roasted red pepper or bell pepper stuffed with eggplants and all types of vegetables, and then there's a watermelon olive salad that the dressing is on point. And then I had a Mediterranean veggie stir up as well, so I'm completely full.
Great. So all fueled up for
Yeah, for
safari
our
a
first
little bit.
drive. Look at the warthog. Oh my gosh, it's literally right outside of our room. That's Pumbaa! Where's Timon? Oh, we just saw Timon.
He was running across the walkway.
We're going on our first safari. Ah!
Someone can join me here.
Ready?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, hello. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my sugar sweet. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my chocolate. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my sugar sweet. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my sweet. Hello, my Roma. I love you. I need you. I want you. I like you. I love you. I need you, baby. I want you, baby.
Can you believe we have a flat tire?
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of nowhere. That's amazing.
Well, but there is white wine.
Oh yeah, that's true.
On the bright side.
But we made it home, thankfully, in one piece, just in time for drinks and our usual wonderful dinners. Oh, this is amazing. This is really nice. Late night dinner after the safari. It's so magical out here, you guys. So if we had to talk about our first safari, what would we say?
Interesting doesn't even begin to describe it.
No.
We saw wonderful animals.
What did we see?
So there's the big five, and we saw 3 of the big fives and then some. So we saw the buffalo, we saw the elephant, we saw the lion. Then we also saw giraffes, impalas, and a couple of more regular animals.
We were in an elephant herd.
The zebras are pretty cool.
The zebras are beautiful. Oh my gosh, you don't get justice when you see them on the TV, you know.
No. And so then we had like a nice little camp in the bush type scenario where the truck stopped.
We had
and
wine
we were having
and beers
wine
and
chips and some
snacks, yeah.
And then we took off again, and I think we were trying to find the leopard.
Yeah, the leopard's the hardest thing to spot, it seems.
So we go down into the riverbed, turned left, and about 200 meters into the riverbed, the Jeep got stuck.
Yeah, so we had to get out.
Completely pitch dark at night. It was like 7 o'clock
Yeah.
at night, completely dark. And we're in the riverbed where we expect the leopard to be.
Yeah.
And then we had to get out of the Jeep and walk along.
So the leopard's watching us while we're stuck, waiting to get the Jeep out of the riverbed.
Yeah, so that was kind of
scary.
a little scary. But then it got better. We got around the corner, and then the guy started speaking in Afrikaner and looking at the Jeep. What did you find out?
A flat tire. And this is pitch black outside.
Pitch black at night in the
Again,
jungle,
the leopards are still watching us.
looking for cats. and we are outside, standing outside the Jeep,
Yeah.
waiting for the tire to be changed.
Yeah.
And of course, the two guys who are the guide, who are the ones who find the animals and look for the animals,
They're busy
they're the ones
changing the
busy.
tires.
So I'm looking behind me just in case something comes rushing out.
But it was amazing. And you know
was.
what the best thing was? Aside from seeing the animals and the whole experience, is just the stars. I've not
Yes.
seen that many stars in the sky.
And you
Oh
don't
my
have that much
gosh.
lighting on the ground, and
Yeah,
they're really
when
coming
you're
into
literally
focus.
in the open savannah, and it's just the beautiful noise of the animals, the frogs, the snakes, God knows what else
The
is out
leopard
there.
calling.
The leopard. And the stars. It was absolutely amazing. I'm so.
Yeah.
We will wake up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning without any hecitation for our
Famous
next
last
ride.
words.
I know. No, we're not missing that. But it was great. My vegan penne pasta and sort of fish. We just got back to the room. There's a guy that literally has to walk us from the entrance to our lodge because apparently lions can be sleeping right in front of our door. I didn't believe him. I'm like, what's the worst you've seen? And he says, yes, some guests, they wake up in the morning and there's a lion sleeping on the front doormat. I'm like, oh, wow. Turn down service. 5 o'clock in the morning. We are up to go on our second safari. And I swear I heard them shooing a lion or a leopard from in front of our door. What is that? Oh, he's cute. I don't know what these things are, but they're cute. These are not lions. The morning is pretty, so I'm hoping that we get to see a lot of animals on our safari. How'd you sleep, huh?
Broken with anticipation.
Was it anticipation or was it the wild animal noises?
The leopard calling.
Something was making some serious noises last night. This place is very loud. And there was my butler every morning with my almond milk and my Ruboy tea, vegan and gluten-free pastries set aside from everybody else's. I just felt really special and I was so grateful to them.
Spotted hyena, one of the suspects from last night.
Oh, they're eating the lion.
Yeah, I see that's the lioness that they've killed.
Oh my gosh.
Was she weaker?
No, you know, they're coming in numbers like this. She has no chance. The others run away.
Oh, the other lions ran away?
Yeah, because there's so many of them. Like if they're 3 lioness, you know, so there's so many hyenas like that, they have no chance.
That's where the noise was
They won't
coming
get
from.
numbers.
The poor lioness was screaming.
I mean, what? Was there a vulture in the tree? Maybe?
Oh, you serious?
Just count how many hyenas like that.
Nothing gets wasted around here. Somebody's going to Earth in South Africa. Over the next few days, we enjoyed the game reserve, going on multiple safaris a day to see the surrounding views of the African bushveld and enjoying the plethora of wildlife roaming through the grounds. You could feel the spirit of Africa bubbling through your veins. And a big thank you goes out to our highly skilled ranger and tracker, Sidonia and Elvis, who made sure we were able to see the top 5. We do what it takes.
You know.
My birthday was the last day of our safaris, and up until this point, we had yet to see the black rhino, which I really wanted to see. But thanks to Elvis and Sidonia, we were able to find him. On our final safari.
Oh, it's been a great experience. This is our last safari, and this morning, in one morning, we saw all 5. So
Yeah.
it was a really good day, and now we have a lightning show going on in the background.
Yeah, we got soaked. Well, we didn't get soaked, so
No.
yeah, it wasn't that bad.
It's just rain passed over the savannah. All the animals flocked together. That was really beautiful.
What are the odds of it raining on my birthday?
Showers of blessing.
Showers of blessing.
Baphila babantu. Baphila babantu bona. Thina singamakhetha.
From our last safari, the candles are lit. Aww. And they gave me a nice bottle of wine. Oh, this is so lovely.
I think this is very romantical for your birthday.
Yes.
And private dinner arranged to celebrate your special night. And everything is just perfect.
It
In
is.
fact, in there, not sure if you guys can see, but there's a fireplace set up, which I think we will have lit later on. Just inside there. Anyway. But yeah, I think it's capping off quite nicely. We had wine in the room, champagne actually, on ice when we came back from our safari.
That was nice.
Happy birthday laid out on the bed.
Yeah.
So we got dressed, came down for a normal dinner, and was told, nope, we got a special table for you, special menu for the vegan.
For the vegan. And it looks amazing.
And it looks like we've got a few nice options.
Yeah, we do.
There. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool evening.
My strength is not for
Yo, 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 happy birthday. Lactose and vegan free butter.
Oh my,
and icing sugar.
Are you been the chef that's been cooking most of the foods?
For the pastry side, yes.
It's been lovely, thank you.
Thank
The
you so
little
much.
buns that I get in the morning, those are really nice.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Oh my
you.
god,
Enjoy.
I'm gonna cry.
This is amazing.
That is so sweet. Oh my gosh, stop.
Get the cutting of the cake. You make a wish?
No, I don't need to. I've got, I have no more wishes to make. And that concludes the end of our epic adventure. Dear Mama Africa, you have our hearts, you are our home, and we will be back.
Osisikele Afrika. Yeah, maluphakanyisu pondolwayo. Yeah, izwa imithandazo yethu. Sikelela thina lusapho lwayo. Woza moya, woza moya, woza. Woza moya, woza moya, woza. Woza moya, oyi nwele, usi sigele thina lusapho lwayo.